What's going on, all you wild 1996 Bulls fans out there? Two favorite uncles back here for Cinephellas. I am Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
And I'm everybody's favorite camp counselor, Henry Hill. Welcome to another year at Pineway, everybody. Isn't everybody glad to be back? Do you remember
No!
me?
No!
And that's right, we are back, and we've got a brand new slasher to review tonight. Uncle Logan got a chance to see this in the cinemas when it came out about a month or so ago. And I recently was able to see it at home. It came to digital, and we are both here to talk about it. And we're going to have a lot of fun talking about this one. It was written and directed by Finn Wolfhard of Stranger Things and his friend Billy Burke, who also stars in the film. And the film is called Hell of a Summer.
Pineway is better than a good day anywhere else.
The line's been cut. Oh, I've always wanted to say that.
We're gonna die. We're all gonna die.
That's right, these two camp counselors are back at it. We're talking about a brand new slasher flick that kind of flew under the radar. I didn't see any like trailers, posters for this until a few days before it came out. Neon flick. I saw the ensemble here, so definitely sparked my interest. Both of us being huge slasher '80s movie fans, and obviously the take they're going with this, but a little more fun and lighthearted in some ways. But of course, it really has to do with Fred Hetchinger, plays Jason in this film. Jason, that doesn't sound familiar at a camp, but he plays this camp counselor, older, returns back, and people start getting killed off by a mass assailant, much like many other movies of the '80s.
Yeah, familiar premise for sure, but a fun premise too, especially with this, you know, young adult cast, not teenagers, but yeah, young adults for sure. And everybody gathers back at Pineway Camp again for another fun summer. And Jason, of course, as the camp counselor, he's the one that's really happy to be back. He's got his vest. He's, got his compass in his pocket. He's really ready for the summer. Meanwhile, everybody else is there that he says hi to, like, doesn't even remember him from years past. It's another summer that they're there for some reason or the other. They couldn't even tell you why. Some are just killing time. But anyways, everybody's getting set up in their cabins out in the woods there. And much like he said, yeah, it feels a lot like, the Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake kind of, it's that summer vibe, everybody meeting for the summer. They want to, gather around the fire, tell stories, um, you know, do all that sort of fun stuff in the summer and hang out. And the bodies start piling up one by one. And you're trying to figure out who the killer is the whole time. And there's a lot of diversions along the way. They never make it crystal clear who the killer is up until the very end. I thought they did a good job with that. Once I put my two brain cells together to figure out who it was about halfway, the midpoint, I was starting to lean one way. But, up until that, it was a good little mystery of who the killer was and what their motivation is for the killing.
Which kid is the killer? Who's the killer? And caught me by surprise at the end. I will say that. I actually like the kills in this movie. They're also very inventive and fun and bloody. The whole mask and everything was really well done and creepy too. But really, the person that stole the show here was Fred Hetchinger playing Jason. The really overexcited camp counselor, at 24 years old, everybody else is younger than him. It's like, what are 24-year-olds doing at camp for summer? It's a little weird, kind of an off character, but that's the fun of the character at the same time. He really, I think, carries this movie. Finn Wolfhard is okay, being a writer director. His character is pretty okay, I guess. He's kind of the bro-ish kind of preppy guy, along with his friend Billy Burke. They're characters in this movie trying to get laid, and the other counselors showing up, and of course, a few of them have relationships, and much like Friday the 13th sleepaway camp movies. But it's a fun time at the same time. It doesn't take itself serious. It was a fun theater experience, I will say that, with the four people there. We laughed a lot and had a good time with it. It's been a good year for horror thus far. I just wish the marketing was a little better on this because nobody knew about it.
Yeah, this one was a sleeper, not much marketing at all, limited posters for it. But once I saw the poster, I was like, wow, this looks like it would be fun. And Finn Wolfhard directing and writing, I've got to check this out. And a neon production, of course, we're going to be wanting to see this, and I'm glad that we did. I had a lot of fun with this. This was written in a way that had a lot of comedy in it, didn't take itself seriously, like you mentioned, and featured a cast of young actors, everybody with their own unique personalities, the relationships, like you mentioned. Jason definitely stealing the show, Fred Hershinger here, Heshinger, and then his love interest in the film, Claire, played by Abby Quinn, I believe her name was. Yeah, Abby Quinn. I liked her character too. She was the one that liked Jason and gave him the time of day, whereas everybody else kind of thought he was a joke, didn't take him seriously. And when he discovered the first bodies and went to tell everybody, they kind of just blew him off. But Claire was always in his corner throughout the film. So they had a good dynamic here. Then you have some of the other characters, the other kids, Shannon, uh, Ari, Ezra,
Yeah.
everybody, playing different kind of kids here. And of course, as the bodies start piling up, you're canceling out characters and trying to think, out of the ones left, who is the killer? So keeps you guessing up until the end. A lot of great inventive kills here. It gets gory throughout the film. Did appreciate and enjoy those. The film starts off with a recognizable face, Adam Pawley, singing at a campfire and ends up killed, and that kind of leads into the rest of the movie. But a really fun experience, a good movie that you can watch on digital at home right now. Not one of the better horrors of the year, that we've seen thus far, but still worth your time and a respectable directing and writing debut by Finn Wolfhard, I must say. Him and Billy Burke did a good job on this, bringing in all the familiar, slasher tropes, borrows from a lot of movies, and it was pretty well done. I like the mask too, inventive kills, a great set and everything. I liked the whole camp vibe. They really nailed that, like a summer camp. And then, of course, all the dumb kids getting picked off one by one. So overall, an enjoyable slasher and one that I'd probably watch again. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, I would definitely rewatch it again. I didn't know what to expect of this. Came out with a smile on my face, had a great time with it. We love slasher movies. Definitely a callback, paying homage to all the films back in the day in the 1980s. Finn Wolfhard, his buddy Billy Burke, great job writing and directing this. Cinematography was okay. And like you said, copy and pasted from a lot of stuff, but also refreshing and new at the same time, if that makes sense. Pleasantly surprised with this. Had a great time with it. I would definitely rewatch it. So definitely check it out if you're a fan of horror and slasher movies. So that being said, I'm gonna give Hell of a Summer. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. Adam Paul hair pieces.
They had them. I agree with you, mate. Everything that you said, enjoyable. Should have got more marketing, should have got more love in the cinemas. It just kind of came and went. But this will find a good home on the streaming services here. I hope this is picked up by like, a Netflix or something like that and gets more love, gets more eyeballs on it. Hopefully Netflix with, Finn Wolfhard working on Stranger Things, already having that relationship. That would be a really perfect place for it and would make for a really fun summer slasher. So with that being said, I too am going to give Hell of a Summer a 3.5 out of 5 Fred Heshinger hair pieces.
Want to hear from all you wild masked assailants out there. What did you think of Hell of a Summer? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite horror flick of 2025 thus far? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out these wild rascals on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
And it indeed is going to be a hell of a summer here with the Cinephellas boys. The summer movie season is kicking off here. We're getting into the month of May. Really excited for the summer blockbuster season to kick off. And we're going to be back each and every week of the summer with more great TV and movie news and reviews. That's right. Same old Ethan. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. A lot of blockbusters on the way. Can't wait to make a summer at the movies. And thank you guys all for watching our review of Hell of a Summer. And until the next Cinefellas review, I'm Uncle Headwound Henry.
And I'm Uncle Tom Cruise signing out until the next movie review. Cheers!